In this example, we do not have to do any rearranging. They both already say y equals. If they didn't, so if we had something written in standard form, we would have to rearrange this equation first. But as soon as we have y equals, we're just going to graph these. So you're going to grab your graph paper, or if you're working in the workbook, they might have a grid for you already. We're going to set up an x and y axis. In this case, we have a lot of really small numbers, so I'm just going to go ahead and set it up to be 5 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To graph them, it really doesn't matter what order you do it all in, but what I suggest you do is do them both completely separate. Some people say, I'll start one of them at +2 and one of them at -2, and then I'll go up 1 over 1 and up 3 over 1. They try to do them like simultaneously. They make a lot of mistakes. So we'll do just the first line. Starts at +2. Slope of 1. So that would be 1 over 1. So I'll go up 1 over 1. I mentioned earlier in the period, I want you to please make sure that you fill as much space as possible in this grid to find exactly where the two lines will be crossing. So I'm going to go in both directions for this line with as many points as I can fit. Second line starts down at -2, and it goes up 3 over 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, and we've run out of room. So if I connect those, it should be pretty obvious where these two lines crossed. This point on the graph where the two lines have intersected each other is the solution that we're looking for. So to write our actual final answer for this, what does the final answer look like? Well, the final answer as far as the graph goes is a point. When we write a point, what do we need? Not rise over run, that'd be the slope. The what? Coordinates. And remember, every point is x comma y. So the x coordinate here would be, I went to the right 2, so +2, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. This point here, 2 comma 4, is the final answer. This is what you would be looking for to write down for your answer on your homework. If you were filling this in for the test at the end of the chapter for multiple choice, all the answers will be listed as points. But there's more to this. I don't want you to just stop and have an answer, because technically you could graph this completely wrong and these two lines will still cross. So the question becomes, did I actually do this right? And it's pretty easy to check. I mentioned a moment ago every point is x comma y, which means x is 2 and y is 4. So to check your answer, plug in a 2 for x, plug in a 4 for y. So I'm going to do that off here in black to the right. Instead of a y, I'm going to write 4. You do have to test both of the equations. Instead of x, I'm going to plug in a 2. And if I work these out, the first one, obviously, 2 plus 2, that's 4 equals 4. That works. So far, so good. But it has to work for both of them. What's 3 times 2 going to give me? 6. And if I subtract 2? 4. So I got 4 equals 4 for that one also. Great, it works. They do not have to both say 4 equals 4. You could have one that says 4 equals 4, another one that says 2 equals 2. You don't care that the numbers are the same everywhere. You care that for each one, it's a true statement. So you could have 1 equals 1 and 3 equals 3. They're both true statements, so it would be a correct solution. If it worked for this one, but it didn't work for that one, it means that this point that you graphed, 2, 4, was not a solution. It has to work for both for this to actually count.